Casey Henry, and welcome to the Murphy Method. In today's lesson, we are going to look at a banjo break for an old traditional Carter family song called "The Sun's Gonna Shine in My Back Door Someday." This is an exclusive video lesson for the subscribers of Bluegrass Unlimited magazine. The Murphy Method is a way of teaching bluegrass by ear. So in this lesson, you will find everything that you need to learn this break to the song with no need for accompanying tab or for you to write anything down. This arrangement is my own arrangement of it, and level-wise, I tried to hit advanced beginner, lower intermediate level. We are going to be learning this in the key of G, so your banjo will be in standard tuning. Now, a very important part of learning by ear is listening. So to start off, I am going to sing through the song, just the chorus of the song, really briefly, so that you can hear the tune and the words. Then I'm going to play through the break that we're going to learn up to speed. I'll slow it down, and then we will start breaking it apart to take a look at it lick by lick. So here we go with "The Sun's Gonna Shine in My Back Door Someday." Sun's gonna shine in my back door someday. Sun's gonna shine in my back door someday. Sun's gonna shine in my back door someday. March wind's gonna blow my blues all away. Okay, now let's hear that a little bit slower. Okay, now we're going to divide this break into 4 phrases. So our first phrase is going to sound like this. So we're starting off with pickup notes on the 4th string. Whereas these pickup notes lead to the downbeat of the song. So you're going to fret the 4th string at the 2nd fret and play that note twice. And then fret it at the 1st string and play that note once. So those are our 3 pickup notes. They're going to lead to this first lick. So we're going to divide this lick in half. The first half is on the open strings. It's just 4-1, 4-1. Okay, for the second half of the lick, it is a square roll. You're going to take your middle finger and fret the 2nd fret on the 4th string, and the roll is 5-3-4-1. Once again, that's 5-3-4-1. Okay, so let's put the 2 halves of this lick together. Pause to note here, if you are not used to learning by ear, you need to stop the video and practice that lick over and over again until you have it. Don't move on to the next lick until you can play this lick comfortably and without stopping to think in the middle of the lick. So once again, that first lick is this. Okay, so now we're going to attach those pickup notes onto the front. So the pickup notes are going to be super slow because we're playing this lick super slow. So it's going to sound like this. Okay, now our second lick. So this lick kind of echoes the first lick. It starts once again on the open strings, this time with 3 1 3 1. And then we have a square roll. This time we are going to fret the second fret on the third string, and our roll is going to be 5 2 3 1. That's 5 2 3 1. Now to put that second lick together. Okay, so once again, just a reminder, pause the video, practice this second lick until you've got it. And then we're going to go and put these first two licks together. So we're going to leave off the pickup notes for now, just the first two licks. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. Like that. So practice those two together until you can play them comfortably. Then move on to our third lick, which is going to be this. So really this is the same lick twice in a row, and it's actually a Cripple Creek lick. So you're going to fret the second fret on the third string with your middle finger. We start this lick with a slide, so you're going to slide up one fret to the third fret of the third. You pick that with your thumb, of course. And that is the first note of a square roll, and our roll is 3 2 5 1. We're going to do 2 of those in a row. And then this next lick kind of works together with those two, and it's a pull-off lick. So for this, you're going to start with 2 fingers down on the third string. Index finger on second fret, middle finger on third fret. When we pick this, which is going to be a thumb, you're going to push off or pull off that middle finger, leaving your index finger down. And you want to leave your index finger down as long as you can so that that note really rings out. So the note after your pull off is an open second, and then you're going to play an open third. So it's a 3 2 3 roll. So let's put together those 2 Cripple Creek licks with the pull off lick. So you should get this. All right, now that we have that, let's back up and add it to everything from the beginning of the phrase, leaving off the pickup notes for now. 1 2 ready, play. Okay, the last thing on the end of this phrase is a fill-in roll. So fill-in roll just means notes that are filling up the timing and the rest of the phrase or the rest of the measure, but don't really contribute to the melody. So this roll is just on the open strings, 5 3 1 5. That is the fill-in roll to get us to the end of the phrase. Okay, so now we have the entire first phrase. We're going to go back and put the whole thing together, and this time we are going to put the pickup notes on the front. So it's going to sound like this. Now, thinking about the timing and the phrasing, notice that the last third string at the end of your pull-off lick, after you play the 2 Cripple Creek licks and then the pull-off, and that note is an 8th note. And that simply means that you need to make it longer. It's got a little bit of a pause after it before you play your fill-in roll. So make sure to give that open third enough time before sticking on that fill-in roll. Don't rush to play the fill-in roll. Pause. Like that. All right, here's what our second phrase is going to sound like. This is made up mostly of C licks. So you want to start off with your C chord down. So index finger on first fret of second, ring finger on second fret of first. And because the note that we are going to play is a second fret of the third string, you want to take your middle finger and put it on the second fret of the third string. That's not its normal place for a C chord, but we need that note. So we're going to divide these C licks into four separate, well, really three separate C licks and then a G lick at the end. So the first one is, so with that middle finger on second fret of the third string, you're going to play 3-1, and then you're going to take just the middle finger off and play 3-1 again. So it's 3-1, 3-1, fretted, open. Then put your middle finger back down onto the second fret of the fourth string. That's its regular place. And we're going to do a square roll. 5-3-4-1. So to put those two halves of the lick together, and I want to say one word about your picking hand fingering here on this lick. When you start the lick and play that third string that starts the lick, you have to pick it with your index finger, because we have ended the fill-in roll at the end of the first phrase with a fifth string on your thumb. And you cannot then drop your thumb down to the third string to play the very next note. That would be double thumbing. So you have to start this phrase with your index finger picking the third string. All the rest of the third strings in the whole phrase can be played with your thumb if you want. They could also be played with your index finger if you want. But this first one has to be picked with the index. Okay, our second lick here in the C is going to be the same exact roll with your picking hand, but we do not move the fretting hand at all. So you just keep your regular C chord down, and we're going to play 3-1, 3-1, and then 5-3-4-1. Same roll as in the first lick, but no fretting changes. Okay, so let's try and put these two C licks together. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. Alright, our third C lick is exactly like the first C lick. So shift that middle finger back down to the second fret of the third and start with that 3-1, 3-1. Okay, so that one's exactly like the first one. So now let's string all three of these together. 1, 2, ready, play. That brings us to the end of the C licks. The last thing is we're going to resolve back to G and play this. So this is open 4, then pinch 1 and 5, then open 2, and pinch 1 and 5. So 4, pinch, 2, pinch. All right, so let's attach that onto the end of all those C licks. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. Just another quick learning by ear note. Take the time to make sure that you can play this second phrase completely and smoothly before attaching it to our first phrase, which is what we're going to do next. If you try and hook it on too soon without fully digesting the second phrase, it'll probably start to fall apart and you'll forget parts of it when you hook it onto that first phrase. So take enough time to get this second phrase into your fingers and into your brain before attaching it to the first phrase. Now, once you've done that, we're going to attach it to the first phrase. So we're going to play all the way from the beginning, including the pickup notes. Here we go. All right, our third phrase, very conveniently, is exactly the same as the first phrase. We do not repeat the pickup notes, however, so we just leave off those notes and start right with the 4-1-4-1 and play the entire first phrase exactly the same way, and it is now our third phrase. So let's try that. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, before we add on the fourth and final phrase, let's take the time to play from the beginning. So now we have phrases 1, 2, and 3. Here we go. All right, now we're set up for the fourth phrase, which is going to sound like this. Okay, so this phrase starts out with our D licks. We've got two separate D licks going on right here. So with your index finger, you want to fret the second fret of the third string. We are going to do a 3-1-3-1 roll. And much like when we started the second phrase, you need to start out this roll with your index finger picking the third string. Thereafter, you can switch to the thumb. So we've got 3-1-3-1. And then a 5-3-1-3. Okay, so that's the whole roll. And then our second D lick is so with your ring finger, you want to stretch over and fret the fourth fret of the fourth string. We're going to play 4-1 with it fretted, and then open it up and play an open 4-1. So, and then we have a short roll following that, which is 5-3-4. That fourth string on the end is going to be another one of those 8 notes with a little pause after it. So the whole lick is. Okay, so let's attach these two D licks together. 1, 2, ready, play. Okay? We're going to come out of that back to some G licks. That's the first one. So this one is a little bit tricky to get the timing on. It starts with an open first string. That is also an eighth note, so it's got that nice long pause after it. Then this roll. So this is sliding from the second fret to the third fret on the third string. And then you're going to play 2-1 after it. So really it's a little 3-2-1 forward roll. Okay, so with the open first on the front, the second piece of that lick, so you are going to fret the second fret on the fourth string with your middle finger, and you're going to pick 3-4-1-3. Again, that's 3-4-1-3. Okay, so let's put that little lick together, starting on the open first. Okay, so now we are going to add that to our D licks. So starting from the top of this fourth phrase. 1, 2, ready, play. The only thing left is a tag lick. Now this is just your standard Earl Scruggs tag lick. You quite likely already know this or some variation of it, but I'm going to explain it anyway. This tag lick is going to start on the fifth string. So there is a start with your thumb on the fifth string, and then you're going to slide from 2 to 3 on the third string, and that is picked with your index. And then there's an open first after that. So that first roll is 5-3-1. Again, 5-3-1. Then, next two notes, you're going to come back and pick the open third with your index, second fret on 4 with your thumb. So let's put together those 5 notes. And then the last 2 notes are open 1-3. So let's add those onto the end. Again. And then we're going to add pinches onto the end of this phrase. That is pinch 1 and 5. Then play your open second and pinch 1 and 5 again. So pinch, second, pinch. So let's add those on to the end of our tag. Now the tag lick is a particularly troublesome lick for a lot of people. I made an entire tutorial on just the tag lick, and it is available for free on YouTube. You can just search Casey Henry tag lick tutorial and it will pop right up if you need more practice on the tag lick specifically. Okay, so let's put together this whole fourth phrase now. 1, 2, ready, play. Okay, that brings us to the end of our break. So the only thing we have left to do is back up to the top and put this whole thing together. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that is the entire break, and it's very important, of course, when you're learning by ear to listen to it a lot. So once you have it, the whole thing learned, and can play along with it at that slowest speed, you might want to go back to earlier in the lesson when I play it slightly faster than that in the demonstration, not the full speed yet, of course. And of course, many methods exist for slowing down and speeding up video. So find a speed that works for where you are in your learning journey on this particular song and play along with my versions of it. Listen to what I'm playing and trying to match up what you're playing with what I am playing. So if you enjoyed this lesson and this style of learning by ear teaching, we have many, many more lessons for banjo, in addition to all the other bluegrass instruments, over at murphymethod.com. And I also have produced hundreds of independent song lessons, and they are available at caseyhenry.net. And you can find samples of all of these on YouTube just by searching Casey Henry or the Murphy Method. So there you have it. That is The Sun's Gonna Shine in My Back Door Someday.